Part two of our look at the intersection between Bill and Hillary Clinton's political careers and ambitions, their personal quest for riches and support for their charitable foundation. One of the revelations to come from the WikiLeaks Podesta emails is what's referred to as Bill Clinton Inc., a memo coming from Bill Clinton's confidant, Doug Band. All former presidents, of course, carry a lot of weight and influence, but Bill Clinton is in a different category than perhaps any other. Here is a look at one chain of events that worked out well for him and the Clinton Foundation.
On September 6, 2005, Bill Clinton shows up in Kazakhstan, where Frank Giustra, a Canadian investor, has been trying to get control to buy a couple of uranium mines. And he became really partners in a way with Bill Clinton, working on philanthropic activities.
I came to him with an idea about creating an initiative to alleviate poverty.
Furthermore, Frank Giustra has been involved in helping to facilitate speaking engagements for the Clintons.
Frank Giustra and Bill Clinton were whisked to the presidential palace of President Nazarbayev in Kazakhstan. And it's a fascinating story because everybody walked away from the table that night with something.
The story caught the attention of Pulitzer Prize-winning New York Times reporter Joe Becker.
What President Nazarbayev got was this huge propaganda coup. Bill Clinton basically endorsed the progress that Kazakhstan had made in terms of their own democracy, which was sort of interesting given that President Nazarbayev was elected with 90+% of the vote in an election that was widely criticized as being rigged.
Bill Clinton has a public press conference with President Nazarbayev where he praises his rule and praises his human rights record. But the bottom line is, after they leave, a couple of days later, Frank Giustra gets his uranium concessions, which end up being enormously lucrative to him and to a small group of Canadian mining investors.
His company was like a bit player and really had gone from a worthless shell company overnight, got this huge uranium mining deal. And then soon after that, Bill Clinton got a huge donation, $31 million from Frank Giustra to his charitable foundation, followed by a pledge to donate $100 million more.
Our calls to the Kazakhstan embassy were never returned. We talked to Frank Giustra, who told us he considers this an old story, and said that he's not interested in politics. Meanwhile, his defenders insist that no undue influence was exerted in Kazakhstan because the deal did not require the Kazakh government's approval.
The problem is there are corporate records that indicate very, very clearly that the Kazakh government did have to sign off and approve. And in fact,
that's what we're looking at here.
That's exactly. This is what we're looking at here, which is the amended Memorandum of Understanding that's dated September 15th, 2005, between the Ministry of Energy of the Republic of Kazakhstan and Kazatomprom, which is the atomic agency in Kazakh government. So there's no way that they can argue the Kazakh government was not a party to these negotiations. They were signatories to this agreement.
Part three of our look at this continues tomorrow night on Special Report. Now, this is interesting, the Foundation investigation, because we heard this from a former official at the FBI last night.
The FBI has an intensive investigation ongoing into the Clinton Foundation, and Huma Abedin, in her role in the foundation and possible allegations concerning the activities of the Secretary of State in the nature of the foundation and possible pay-to-play, that's still being looked at. And now you have her emails on a computer where the FBI already has a separate case going for Anthony Weiner's alleged activities with a minor girl.
Goes on to say that that's coming from several high-ranking FBI officials, that information.